Come on in, guys. Let's get lost. Get lost all the time. Yeah, buddy. Let's get it, man. Come on, guys.
This is a sickness!
Let's get it. Yes, it's a big, big sickness. How are you guys doing, guys? How are you guys feeling? Today's Sunday, and it's a marvelous day, man. It's a marvelous day. You know why it's a marvelous day, guys? Because tomorrow in my country, it's a holiday. So we can relax tomorrow, which I'm going to do. And, you know, really just take it easy. But how are you guys going? How are you guys feeling? Today we have a very packed show for you guys. Put something or say something in the chat and I'll shout you out. So far, who we have in the chat, the very first person was Anonymous Boss. We don't know who he is. He's anonymous. What up, Anonymous Boss? We have Island Girl Gaming. Cool Girl, my girl. Island Girl Gaming. What up? CEO Star Wars Non-Toxic Alliance. How are you feeling, man? How you and the family doing, CEO? You know, you are the top CEO out there. K-Rock. Not B-Rock, not C-Rock, but K-Rock. What up? I'm okay, man, Anonymous Boss. We have a very good show for you guys tonight because it's crazy how this week went in the gaming community. You know, the PlayStation community did not expect this week to go like this because they had everything going for them. Well, although most of these guys did not like that Helldivers 2 was coming to Xbox. Other than that, these guys had a big new release. And this big new release was Lost Soul Aside. Yes, this was supposed to be a banger. This was supposed to be a bomb. But what would it do? What would Lost Soul Aside do in these gaming streets? Let me say shout out to Richie. Richie, what up, man? Be big money. Be big money. What's up? What's up? Welcome, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button there for me as you guys come in. Now, this week was amazing. I would not have believed that this week would have turned out like this. Like every week. I mean, I say this every week. Oh, Adam, Abraham, what up? Coconut in Barbados, man. Coconut in Barbados. I would have not believed that this week would have turned out like this. Because I thought that this game from the China Hero project would have been a win for the PlayStation community. Because let's come and think about it. I remember Black Myth Wukong was a big win for the PlayStation community. That came from China. And I know Wu Chen Fallen Feathers came from China, although that was not part of the China Hero, movement or project. But I really thought that this game, after being developed 9 years, would have done something in the PlayStation realm. Well, it just so happened that that wasn't the case. And a matter of fact, Lost Soul Aside is looking like it's lost. It's lost, man. I mean, we can't find it. Let's look at this. Look at this here, guys. What do you think Lost Soul Aside is at when it comes to the Metacritic? Let me see in the chats. What do you think Lost Soul Aside? Now, Metacritic don't prove everything. I mean, a game could score in the 70s, in maybe the late 60s and still be a good game, right? What up, Backstrap Otaku News? What up, man? It's been a while, Backstrap. Hope you and the family doing okay, man. Yeah, what you guys think Lost Soul Aside is when it comes to Metacritic? Well, this is where it's at. What up, Chan Duran? What up, Chad? So currently, Lost Soul Aside is 70. No, sorry, not 70. What am I saying? Lost Soul Aside is 57 on Metacritic.
This is a sickness. It is deviant, therefore we don't want it.
So normally I don't like to laugh at the ponies, but I think I need to relieve some stress. Oh, God. Yes. So Lost Soul Aside, it looks like it's a horrible game because right now on Metacritic, after 6 reviews from critics and about 209 user reviews, persons aren't liking Lost Soul Aside. 57 is a bad game. Let's face it. Let's look at PlayStation. Which site is this? This is PlayStation Universe. So this is a PlayStation basically centric site. And normally these sites would be biased, just like how the Xbox sites would be biased to Xbox games. But let's see what they say here. There is no getting around the fact that Lost Soul Aside feels like it belongs in the mid 2010s.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Wow, what? Are you guys seeing that? And honestly, that would be fine where it's not the fact, were it not the fact, sorry, that the game feels so compromised in so many other aspects of its design that it's difficult to shake the feeling that it just feels outdated. Wow, wow, wow. So a lot of persons are saying that this game feels like it belongs to mobile. A lot of persons are saying that this game does not belong in this gen, 2025. This game feels dated. It feels old. Wow, and this is a PlayStation site, mind you. Rather than a heartfelt love letter to the past, though the soundtrack is frequently excellent and the comeback reliably exciting, neither are enough to save Lost Soul Aside from tumbling into the deep abyss of ranked mediocrity, which is a shame, especially considering the sheer amount of graft that has gone into, meant to say craft that has gone into the game since its inception all those years ago. So, I mean, look at these reviews, guys. We are seeing 50 critical hits. They graded it 60. I mean, look at these websites. I mean, look at this. Some websites gave it a 10. I mean, I don't know, man. 4. But Lost Soul Aside, the PlayStation community was not expecting Lost Soul Aside to be this bad. And a matter of fact, there are some persons regretting they spent $60 for this. I mean, if this game was $30, if this game was $40, I mean, it might not have stung this hard. But the mere fact that this game is $60 for this, it really has some PlayStation guys really questioning what Sony is doing. How could this game get pushed through the door? I mean, it's crazy. So Lost Soul aside is lost in the desert. No one is seeing what this game is doing. I mean, persons are angry that they bought it. Ponies, they are frustrated that they did not get a banger with Lost Soul aside. But let me know if you played Lost Soul aside, if there are any ponies in the chat, and how you are feeling about Lost Soul aside. Now, let's continue. Now, this is very interesting. We know that Snake Eater was a remake. They remade it from the ground up using Unreal Engine 5. And previously, Digital Foundry would have done a comparison between the PlayStation 5 version and the PlayStation 5 Pro version. And put simply, the PlayStation 5 was destroying the PlayStation 5 Pro when it comes to frame rate.
I beg your pardon?
So you heard me right. The PlayStation 5 was destroying the PlayStation 5 Pro, right? But let's see how it fares when it comes to a head-to-head, not just with the PlayStation 5 Pro, but also with the Xbox Series consoles. Let's look at this. Look at this here, guys.
The bottom line is that Series X.
Hey, what up, Chodaddy? What up, Chad Duran, B Big Money, Backstrap Otaku News, CEO Star Wars? What up, guys? Hit the like button.
Enjoys a performance lead over both PS5 machines.
Wait. What did he say there? Let me rewind that. Listen carefully, guys. Let me load on the background music. I can't believe what I'm hearing here. Listen to this. Listen to this here. What is this guy saying? Listen.
The bottom line is that Series X enjoys a performance lead over both PS5 machines across the early swamp area and a later bridge section.
What? So are you saying that the Xbox Series X has better frames than the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5 Pro? Is that what you're telling me?
Cover all 9,000 taste bud.
Okay.
Aerate it. Warm it up.
All right, ponies.
Driving up that top
Bring
note,
up the notes.
that cream.
Yeah, bring up the notes.
Pure vanilla.
Cream. Vanilla.
Sweeteners.
The sweeteners.
That's a 10.
That has to be. That has to be a 10. How could the Xbox Series X destroy the PlayStation 5 Pro when it comes to frame rate? Guys, let me say shout out to Enjoy the Boot on Sony's next. Guys, welcome. Verge Brizzle, what up, man? Marcus Grant, what up, guys? Welcome, enjoy. I'm just showing some proof here, guys. Right now, we are looking at Digital Foundry head-to-head comparison between the Xbox Series X, the PlayStation 5 Pro, and the PlayStation 5. And we are looking at the frame rates on performance mode. Look at what we are seeing on the screen here. The Series X is beating every last PlayStation console. What is going on here? How come the developers didn't have the same challenges with the Xbox Series X? Why isn't this game broken for the Xbox Series X when it comes to frame rates? Why it's only the Pro? Why?
each of which run closer to the 60 FPS mark. The area-by-area tweaks in ambient shading and GI may well be working to Series X's benefit here. Not to mention its 12 teraflop.
Guys, $800. Let me just remind you guys, this console is $800.
Power profile being an existing advantage over base PS5's 10 teraflops, drops into the 40 to 50 FPS range.
No, but how could this guy use teraflops when the PlayStation 5 has higher teraflops than the Xbox Series X? The Xbox Series X don't have as much teraflops as the PlayStation 5 Pro, but yet it is still outperforming the PlayStation 5 Pro. What are we doing here?
Range are possible in that opening string of areas, but overall, Series X does ultimately end up giving VRR displays a higher baseline frame rate to work from by a margin of 5 to 6 FPS at times.
Wow.
Plus, combined with the wider 40 to 60 Hz VRR range possible on Xbox systems, it positions Series X as...
Let me say shout out to Rizzy. What up, Rizzy? Welcome, man. We're just talking about how the Xbox Series X is dog walking the PlayStation 5 Pro. This is amazing. This is amazing.
It's the smoothest way to play on these three consoles. However, there are some exceptions. In one early segment with the hollowed out tree to the left, PS5 enjoys a lead this time, with Series X instead matching the PS...
So that's a win. We are seeing in one section here the PlayStation 5 is outperforming both the Series X and the PlayStation 5 Pro. But let me see this again.
5 Pro reading in this case. The second exception is the interior Granini lab area, where PS5 Pro hits the 60 FPS line most consistently of the three, while...
Let me just say, the PlayStation 5 Pro should be winning all of these frame rate discussions. It shouldn't have at one time the Series X's were winning, at the other time the PlayStation is winning. That shouldn't be. This has to be a scam, guys. Alfred, what up, Alfred?
Base PS5 and Series X fluctuate at the 50 to 60 FPS range, though Series X is generally on average at the higher value of those two.
Wow, the Series X is the higher value of... I mean, this is crazy. Shout out to Gary Rogers. Gary Rogers, what up, man?
Series X's relative performance is higher there, but...
Wow. Series X performance overall is higher than both the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5 Pro. We're talking about overall.
The reality is that it still has issues. It's worth stressing that segments of MGS Delta will flow at 60 FPS on all three machines with zero issues. The duel with Ocelot flies by at 60 FPS, and likewise, the cave section right after taking on the Pain boss is mostly a flat 60 on all systems. In my experience, these are exceptions to the rule though, and Series X does sadly have entire areas run shy of the mark. The encounter with Ocelot's guards in Razvet, for example, is broadly a 40 to 60 FPS affair, especially if you want to go at it Rambo style, as I did with an automatic rifle. Exploding barrels trigger the most sizable drops, queuing Series X to a similar mid-30s lurch as on base PS5 and PS5 Pro. So there's no Xbox advantage at peak GPU stress points in that sense. And once again, any area...
There are some segments in this game where it's taken a sizable hit on all platforms, including the Xbox Series X.
With water bodies, especially diving beneath the surface, will have the frame rate go from a mid-40s reading to one in the mid-30s.
So that needs
bluntly, there's no flawless 60 FPS on any console, but with a VRR display attached, Series X does stand to smooth out a greater number of drops. One final point. I did notice some odd 100 millisecond hitches while moving around large jungle areas on Series X. It's rare, but kicks in at certain points in the map while facing the Fear, for example. For context, I retested this area on base PS5 and found it's also there in the very same spot, though the spikes are less intrusive at 70 milliseconds. Switching over to Series X's quality mode, the game operates much as it does on base PS5. We get 30 frames per second with similar boosts in shadow and object draw as seen on PS5 using this mode. Unfortunately, the uneven frame pacing at 30 also stays.
So it's very clear that this game needs some work, but this should never happen. You see
The
this here,
bottom
guys?
line is that Series X enjoys a performance
should never
lead
happen.
over both PS5 machines across the early swamp area and a later bridge
I
section.
should never have a scenario where the Xbox Series X is outperforming the PlayStation 5 Pro. That should never happen. The mere fact that it's happening, everyone could agree that the PlayStation 5 Pro has to be a scam. The PlayStation 5 Pro at this point in time should be able to, power through whatever challenges these devs are having, because it has so much teraflops. I mean, this is supposed to be the most powerful console in the world. But yet still, we are seeing the Xbox Series X outperforming the PlayStation 5 Pro in some instances. So far, guys, we would have seen where Lost Soldier Side is right now one of the lowest rated PlayStation 5 exclusives. I mean, you guys could tell me what rated lower than Lost Solar Side. Right now, Lost Solar Side is 57 on Metacritic. And so far, we are seeing the Xbox Series X is outperforming in most instances. Generally, it's performing better than the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation 5 Pro. Now, the PlayStation community was not expecting to see none of this week. They weren't expecting it, guys. Now, let's see how these guys are salty. Guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to throw something in the chat and support your boy. Let me say shout out to President Jim Ryan, Force One. Enjoy the boot on Sony's neck. Lone Wolf, what up? Jelani, what up, Jelani? What up, my dude? Mr. Kima. Who is this here? Is this Shiraz Ahmed? So Shiraz Ahmed, what up, Shiraz? Right. So let's go on now and let's see how some in the PlayStation community were very much upset with everything happening right now when it comes to Xbox. Now, these guys, this is from, I believe, is the Crossfire podcast, and these guys are salty. When I say these guys are salty, these guys are upset how things are going when it comes to the Xbox and Microsoft. Listen to this here, guys. Look at this. Look at this here. Where is it? Look at this here, guys. This is from the Crossfire podcast. Look at this.
Final Fantasy 16.
Right.
It didn't even chart on Xbox.
So
right away, again, these guys are saying or spreading lies. These guys are saying that Final Fantasy did not chart on Xbox. Let me say shout out to my dude there, P-Rock. Let me just say thanks for supporting. P-Lump, sorry. Thanks for supporting as usual. P-Lump is saying, sorry, but I was eating. But stop everything and play that theme song. You know we have to do it. You know we have to do it. P-Lump, we have to do it. Yeah. P-Lump. This is the song, man. We going. Let's do it. Let's take it. The fire is on. We go on and on. I have to have superpowers, man. You know, we have to have superpowers. Shout out to P-Lump. Shout out to Fox Fancy Action Now. What up, man? So, yeah, let's listen to these guys. So far, Nib, he is a serious pony there on Twitter. We know that Nib is a specialist in using ChatGPT. But I'm getting into the ChatGPT game. And let's challenge Nib. Nib said that Final Fantasy 16 did not chart on the Xbox. That is what Nib said, correct? So let's challenge Nib for a bit. Let's see if he's correct. Let's ask Chat GPT if Final Fantasy charted. Well, Neb, according to AI on Google, yes, Final Fantasy 16 charted on Xbox in the US for June 2025, debuting at number 4. So according to ChatGPT, let me pull this picture up. Here it is. Final Fantasy 16 did chart on the Xbox. So right away, we are bringing receipts and we are showing how these guys lie. Nib said that Final Fantasy 16 did not chart, and we just exposed them. It did. So let's continue with his lies that he's spreading on the Crossfire podcast. These guys lie a lot, you know. These guys lie a lot. Let's hear him again.
Final Fantasy 16.
Right.
It didn't even chart on Xbox.
That's a lie. We just
Nib, I'm glad you bring Nib, I'm glad you bring that up because I want to go to Mag here. Mag, I know I have you for a limited time and I'm really trying to super glue you to the seat. Meg, you know, Nib just gave me a great segue right over to it. Okay, Final Fantasy 16. You know this. Your ears to the ground in the Xbox camp all the time. Give us Final Fantasy 16. We demand Final Fantasy 16. Didn't chart.
That's a lie. Why is no one in their chat just showing what the evidence prove? We have Nib lying and saying Final Fantasy 16 didn't chart. And I'll tell you something. This game would have done way better. There were a lot of Xbox fans who was not going to support Final Fantasy 16 because it came late to Xbox. I remember a lot of fans saying that they are not buying it. They wanted to teach Square Enix a lesson because they did not put this game onto Xbox. They ended. That's just the facts. So even with all of that, we're still seeing a lot of Xbox fans supported the game. The mere fact that it charted number 4 that month, in the month of June, proves that this game was supported by Xbox fans. Right? So stop lying, Nib. Stop lying, Mooch. Look, we even have President Jim Ryan bought it. Come on. Let's be honest.
Didn't do that well. Give me Helldivers.
Yeah. And Pilum said that's big facts because ain't bad. I'm waiting for it to go on sale. Yeah, a lot of persons is waiting for that game to be on sale.
Helldivers 2, damn it. I want Helldivers 2. And I know this is the part that bothers me because of the world we live in, the media can kind of metamorphosize anything they want. The article that came out yesterday, Mag, was because, right, did you see it? It was, and I'm paraphrasing, I don't have it in front of me. It was something to the extent of, with Xbox now having Helldivers 2, Steam concurrent players have risen back to one of their highest since one of the DLCs or one.
These guys are so salty, guys. These guys are so angry. You understand what I'm saying? These guys are hurt that Xbox is getting all of this, this aura around Xbox. Persons are happy. Persons are playing games. The mere fact that there was a spike on Steam for Helldivers 2 shows that a lot of gamers came onto that to play with the Xbox gamers. That is simply it. They wanted to have a great community by supporting the Xbox players. That is why we would have seen that it would have risen. But these guys are so angry that it happened.
Other packs came out, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm reading the article and I'm reading it and I'm like, how does this Steam information, which is great and good for Helldivers 2 to have a bump for a day or two, how is it that correlates to Xbox? So you're telling me the way that this was derived was Xbox players can buy, it's not in Game Pass, can buy Helldivers 2, so Steam players have run to their PCs to play, right?
Yes, Mooch. The mere fact that it had new DLC with the Halo, the mere fact that Xbox players came on to the game it saw an increase. This is directly because of Xbox players. If that wasn't the case, why Helldivers 2 was only 50,000 player base prior to this? Because of the Xbox community coming onto the scene, we would have seen these persons support well, and also persons wanted that Halo, add-on.
And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking to myself, we don't have any Xbox numbers. There's no sales numbers reported. There's nothing coming out of the Xbox camp on it right now. But here's the thing: we're living in an era where streamers.
What was the outlet and what was the journalist? Because we need to pull out these things.
Well, let me see.
These ponies want to attack the journalist that said that Xbox, because of Xbox, Helldivers 2 is seeing an increase. You heard what this guy said? Call out the journalist. He want to call him out. These guys are sick.
See if I can find it on my phone real quick while I give it to Meg. But Meg, I wanted to ask your thought on it overall, because I'll find that for you, Nib, and I'll send it over. But my point is that I don't.
Yeah, these guys are salty.
Don't know if Helldivers 2 is going to make a substantial impact.
These guys want Helldivers 2 to fail on the Xbox. They want every game that comes onto Xbox, they want it to fail. Listen to how these guys saying that it wouldn't have an impact. Are you hearing it? I mean, these guys they have to be sick. They have to be sick.
This is a sickness. It is deviant, therefore we don't want it.
On Xbox, and the main reason being is not because Xbox players don't want to play it.
Let me say shout out to P-Rock, or P-Lump once again. P-Lump is saying they hate us because they, come on, P-Lump, you know it. They hate us because they ain't us. That's a fact, P-Lump. That's a fact. Shout out to P-Lump, man. You guys go and support P-Lump. Give him a subscribe there on his channel, man.
It's because Xbox players want it on Game Pass, and I guess I'll leave that with you, Meg. Give me your take on it. And do you think the Xbox community is going to buy this game?
Yeah, they have already bought it. Let's see what he says.
Masses, by the way. I don't mean 100K. Yeah, they're going to sell 100,000 copies, sure. But I got news for you. I'm pretty sure that they would like to see more than 100,000 copies sold.
That's an achievement nowadays, Mooch. 100,000 is a lot to Xbox fans.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
So they are saying that Helldivers 2 would sell 100,000 on Xbox, because you know the narrative. Xbox players don't buy games. Xbox players only wait for games on Game Pass. So clearly, we would only buy 100,000 of this game. Yeah,
the number
100,000.
You know. Go ahead, Mag. I'm just showing your take on the whole thing.
Here's the thing. I've been talking about it for a long time.
Before Mark goes, let's see what persons are saying concerning Helldivers 2 on Xbox. Let's see if there is any article to help us to see what's going on there. So here we have Helldivers 2 Xbox sales estimate predict a Helluva start for Sony's live service game. Helluva starts from Sony's live service game, right? So here what it says. We reported recently how the late port of Final Fantasy 16, which wasn't included in Xbox Game Pass, had flopped. Again, this is what Pushquare is saying, right? So we're going again. So the eyes have been on Helldivers 2 to see whether it would resonate with the Green Machine. Aside from MLB The Show, which is not technically published by PlayStation on competing consoles, this represents the first Sony game to be released on a rival format. It's launching over a year after an enormously successful PlayStation and PC. Now, this is subjective. This PlayStation was Helldivers 2 massively successful on the PlayStation? Let's continue. We know it was on the PC release, but has been buoyed by the addition of new content recently, including the Halo ODST crossover. And according to Linear Analytics, the game has already sold over 600,000. So these ponies said the game would only sell 100,000. We are seeing that it sold 600,000. But what is surprising about this, guys, is look at this chart. Are you telling me that a PlayStation 5 exclusive only sold 5 million copies, right? Compared to Steam, 12 million copies. So a PlayStation 5 game sold more on Steam than it did on its own platform. So this game only released a couple days ago and sold 600,000 on Xbox. 600,000 in days. And you are telling me that these guys are upset about that? What are we even doing here? 5 million at $40 with an install base of 80 million shipped. And you are telling me that these ponies have the authority to speak? Listen to me, ponies. I have something for you, Hold on to this. Oh, get up!
One and don't
get up!
get it up.
So we are seeing very clear here that Helldivers 2, in a matter of days, sold more than 500,000. If this analyst is true, which is not bad for this style of game on Xbox. Yeah, let's go back now and let's listen to these guys from Crossfire and let's see what else they are saying.
I'm going to talk about engagement. I mentioned it on here on this show on the XNC as well.
Let me just say shout out to D-Easy Gaming. What up? D-Easy, I see you're doing good with the YouTube channel, man. Keep going, man. Keep going.
And I talk about engagement, and I've discussed it over and over. And engagement does not just mean engagement in Game Pass. I meant engagement in purchasing games, third-party games, games that are now crossing over from the other side. These are the games these are the numbers that they need to pump up if you want them to continue. And the reason why is because these companies work on metrics of dollars and cents and of course the numbers. And if the numbers aren't there and the dollars and cents aren't there,
the mere fact that Sony ported this game to Xbox and the articles help us to see that, guess what? Guess who wanted Helldivers to an Xbox? Sony wanted it. It wasn't Arrowhead. Sony came to Arrowhead to port this game over to Xbox. The mere fact that they did that, guys, shows that Sony knew they would have made money on Xbox. They knew it.
They're not going to continue to do so. So what I keep advocating is, and I say, listen, and I've reached out to the Xbox community. I know tens of.
Come on, enjoy the boot on Sony's neck, man. I'm gonna preach this thing, man.
Thousands.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I said, guys, if you want this to
guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, support your boy, throw something in the chat.
Continue. Then you need to play them. I'm not forcing you to buy a game.
No, not at all.
You to buy a game you don't want to play, whatever. I said, but whatever you are doing, you need to engage in it. And so the thing is that you don't need to argue about it on Twitter. I don't get involved in any of that bullshit anymore. I don't fight with anybody about anything. It's nonsense. But I say, this is what you got to do.
Well, if you ain't going to do it, Mark, I'm going to do it, man. I will do it.
If you want more, then you've got to engage in what is available to you now, whether it's in Game Pass or whether you have to purchase the game third party or whatever. And some people have. They reach out to me like, Mag, I can't wait to play Helldivers with you, this and that. I only own it on the PlayStation. I'm not going to buy it for the Xbox because what for? It's cross-platform. I already own it, right? So I re-downloaded it and I said, okay, Xbox community, let's play. And so I will be doing that maybe tomorrow morning. I think tomorrow morning I'm going to be doing that. There are a couple of factors in that one specifically. And the funny thing is, some people mentioned to me, they said, Mag, what are the numbers? What are the numbers? How many sales have it? And I'm like, guys, it's been 28 hours.
Now, Mark is basically slapping Mooch in his face. What Mark just did, without directly doing it to Mooch, is Mark just slapped Mooch in his face. Because Mooch would have said, I don't believe that this game would sell. I believe it will sell a little over 100,000. Mark saying that this game only came out days ago. Why are you guys asking for the numbers of Helldivers 2 when you guys didn't ask for the numbers of Astrobot. You guys were very quiet about Astrobot and how Astrobot did when Astrobot was released. Did any of these ponies said anything about Astrobot when it was released? That they want to see the sales number of Astrobot? No. And when it came out that 2 months after Astrobot only sold 1.5 million, you guys were very quiet. Quiet as a mouse. Now you want to see the sales of Helldivers 2? Get out of here, ponies. Get out of here.
Right.
I'm like, they're not going to tell you.
They're not going to say the numbers.
It might be a couple of weeks,
but
it's going to be a
and
little
that's
bit
a great point, Mag. I'm glad you said that.
No, you Mooch, you're something else, man.
That's the thing. That's fine. Take a week, take 2 weeks, take 4 if you want, Mag. Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't even think we're going to see it in 4 weeks.
So Mooch is saying we're not even going to see a player count in 4 weeks. Right? In 4 weeks, no one will say nothing about how Helldivers 2 did on Xbox. I mean, these guys are so salty. Xbox players are out here enjoying themselves. We have so many games to play. It's not even funny. So many games came out this month. It's not even funny. Helldivers 2, Gears of War Reloaded, Black Myth Wukong. So many games Xbox players have. The same games that you guys saying that we don't play. Xbox play. And look, these guys on this podcast hating. What? These guys are haters.
From Xbox.
Right. Now, the other thing is that I'm thinking to myself is that I think it was unfortunate timing. Not unfortunate timing. I think it was just bad planning. I don't think that launching Gears of War in Game Pass the same day that you're trying to sell a game on Xbox at what, $40? How much are you guys paying for it in the US? $40 US for Helldivers?
Helldivers is $40 for Xbox,
$40.
I believe.
Okay,
Yeah.
So now the thing is, the way I look at it, this
No, I believe part of the deal that Xbox would have made is that Gears of War should be launched on the same day with Helldivers 2. That is what they wanted. That is why we see all the promotion with Xbox and Sony saying the console war is dead and so forth, because both games are going to rival platforms on the same time. That was part of the contract. It had to be part of the contract so that they could push this narrative that the console war is over.
This is not a great business model. The reason why is because what you've done is you've given the players a choice of playing a game that's already available on the service they can subscribe to. So I'm not going to say the word free because it's not free, but I'm saying they don't have to pay extra for. It's right there. The same day that they launch a game that you're going to have to pay $40 for.
The good thing about this is that you guys have to remember that a lot of Xbox fans already played Gears of War. They already played it. This is a decade-old game. This game is 10 years old. So really and truly, this game came out for persons who never experienced Gears of War. There would be some Xbox fans who want to relive playing Gears of War. No problem, right? They would have played it years ago. However, you ponies are paying a beautiful price for this 10-year-old game. A beautiful price.
Where do you think most people are going to lean? They're going to lean towards the game that's available in the service.
Absolutely.
Literally the same day.
As they
if
should.
You wanted to do this. Well,
Not necessarily. You guys are not taking into consideration that this is an old game for Xbox players. This ain't no new game.
Yeah,
well, I mean, right?
So.
That's what. Well, listen.
I mean, if you really wanted Helldivers,
I'm going to back up those people, though, Mac, because Nib said it himself a moment ago. He said, "With people are subscribing to these services with their hard-earned money, and told that this is where those games are going to be." So, Meg, I'm at the point right now in this.
Xbox fans have options at this point. We can choose to play these games on Game Pass. Whatever it is we want to purchase a game, we can do it. There's option on this side. That's a fact.
Conversation where I have to, if someone says I'm waiting to see if Helldivers 2 comes to Game Pass, okay, they've been told that, right? So,
guys, let's see if we can get the like button up to 50 likes. Don't forget to hit the like button.
Now they finally got a game that comes over. It's not. No, absolutely not.
It's not. Now, the other thing is, I was thinking about if you had spread it out, let's over 6 weeks. And let's say, for argument's sake, you released Gears of War right after the Summer Games Fest. All right, guys, everybody gets Gears of War. Here it is. It's for PlayStation. Xbox fans, you get it in Game Pass. Or if you own the Ultimate, you get the other one for free. You know how the whole deal works.
Yeah.
And so you get all of that. And then you buy 6 weeks' time. right? Everybody plays the game. They get the campaign done. The campaign is only about 9 or 10 hours for the original game. Then they play a little multiplayer. They get their asses handed to them by some PC assholes. And then that's it. And they don't touch it again. And the game is done, right? And then you move on 6 weeks later, and then you got Helldivers. That would give us, I think, a more...
Listen to me. This is not a Tim Dog playing these games. We have variety over here on the Xbox side. You have to understand it. You have to understand that there is variety over here. Come on, man. This isn't Tim Dog playing where you have to take 10 days before or 3 years before you play another game. Come on, man. Want them? Oh my God! Take it easy, man.
More accurate representation of how many people are going to purchase the game, because you're not butting it up against something that's being offered in the service literally the same day.
Right.
And it's something that like a game like Gears is obviously very synonymous with Xbox. And I think that by doing this, it's not going to give us a very clear picture. And I don't think that Helldivers 2 is actually going to do very well as a result of Gears of War launching the same day.
No, that's not true. That's not true at all. Helldivers 2 will do great. I'm expecting Helldivers 2 to sell just over 1 million between a month or a month and a half. Helldivers 2 will do the exact same thing Astrobot did in the same time as Astrobot. That's my prediction.
Now, if they, like I said, if they had spread it out, you probably get a more accurate representation and say, okay, you know what? These guys went out and bought the game. Now, I know a bunch of people who did, because they reach out to me. They're like, Meg, you going to do it? You going to play? And I'm like, yeah, I'll play. I'll play with you guys. I re-downloaded it. I'm ready to rock. Let's do this. But as, you know, as a whole community in the millions, kind of like Forza Horizon 5, not a chance. I don't think they're selling 3 million copies of this thing the way that, like, for example, Forza Horizon was adopted by the PlayStation, and you had 3 million plus players.
And the reason why some of the numbers are disingenuous, and they report these Steam numbers, and it's supposed to be like...
Oh, the Steam numbers are ridiculous. It's like 2 + 2 = 5.
Right.
That had nothing to do.
No, it had nothing to do with it. This game has been fluctuating before it went to Xbox, somewhere in the...
No time prior to this game released on Xbox did we see the Steam numbers jump up this drastically. You guys have to be honest. You guys are not honest. We have to make these parallels between Xbox community getting the game and the Steam numbers going up. You guys just don't want to give Xbox the credit for nothing.
I saw concurrent numbers from
450,000 was its peak before, and around 470 or 460,000.
That's what I'm looking at.
It's reached 500. Yeah, now it's reached 500,000, and it's like, well, that's on Steam, and it's like these people
right now, as we speak,
on Xbox are not buying it on Steam.
As we speak, 112,000 are in game, and that. But I was saying to you is, if you go back a few weeks ago, it was anywhere between 70 and 130,000. You know, it fluctuates, and it was always in that range. It's not like the game coming to Xbox launched a rebirth of Helldivers 2.
You guys are so salty. Listen to what you guys are saying. You guys are hating on every single thing.
On Steam. That's
on this point.
And Nib, I sent you the article.
Yeah. So it's interesting because, like, I think it should chart on Xbox because it's, it's right up their alley. It's like,
yes.
Like in terms of demographics and stuff, like a shooter multiplayer, it should.
That's right.
I'm going to be honest. I honestly was expecting more of a bump because they released the Halo Warbond, right? And
what up, Anonymous Boss? Why are these guys so salty?
Xbox has nothing to do with Steam. The reason it's perked up on Steam is because people are buying this Warbond because it's friggin' Halo at the end of the day.
That's correct.
So I mean, you just said it. If it is that the Halo pack dropped when Xbox players got the game, it is directly because of Xbox players.
the guns,
gamers love Halo,
and the same on PlayStation. So if we kind of mathematically look at the uptick on Steam, and let's do a similar uptick on PlayStation, even if you want to be conservative and do half the uptick on PlayStation, it doesn't actually leave that many people on Xbox. Like between the 300 and whatever thousand peak, 100 and I think 40,000 of the whatever it was on Steam, leaves roughly half again on the other two platforms. Then do another similar peak on PlayStation, and you're not left with that much on Xbox. So me personally, I was actually expecting a lot more, because out the gate on PlayStation and PC, I think the game sold. I think it was the fastest selling PlayStation exclusive of all time. I think it went on to sell 10 million within like the first month or two.
But it was not on PlayStation though. That 10 million was not on PlayStation. Right now, we would have learned that Helldivers 2 only sold 5 million on the PlayStation, and it would have doubled on the PC. So let's not even go there.
Remember correctly, it was like crazy. So again, like if you look at it in comparison to the sales on the other platforms, and maybe Xbox has 50, 80,000 of those players, those peak players. How many does that mean are playing it?
Just now that somebody banned Sebastian. Guys, only ban persons who are going overboard. They're using obscenes. They're being racist. Don't ban person. I mean, if there's a pony, you can give them a little timeout. But don't ban anyone, guys. Yeah.
I have bought it. So we have data from like Power World and other games where in the initial opening days of a game's release, usually the purchase to the active player count is like 2 to 3 of what it is. And then the longer a game is out, the broader that spread gets. So then the number of sales to the number of people active gets more and more wide, basically.
Correct.
But on the first 4 days...
Yo, Palworld killed it, man. When Palworld came out, Palworld killed it. I mean, the ponies were very upset that they didn't have Palworld when it came out. I remember that. Palworld was doing some numbers. Even Pokemon on Nintendo was starting to give Palworld the side eye. Even Pokemon was starting to get worried. Jeez.
Of release, it's actually very close. Because usually if you buy a game, you're not going to play it. Like usually if you bought a game, you're going to be playing it at some point during that day. Again, like me, like say it did sell, 200,000, 100,000, 500,000. To me, that still isn't a lot. Like we're talking on PC, PlayStation, several million out the gate. So I don't know. We'll see. Like maybe we don't know how accurate these like figures are. Other stuff. So maybe a lot of people who bought it on Xbox didn't play it straight away.
And I always say,
yeah, these guys are salty. These guys are salty that Xbox is doing well. They are salty that so far things ain't looking too good when it comes to these games on PlayStation because of the PlayStation Pro. Look how it's running. Metal Gear, Snake Eater. I mean, why are these ponies so salty? Let persons just play their games.
So we looked at Steam, 112,000 concurrent right now. And Helldivers 2, okay, when it absolutely was doing gangbusters when it first came out, had 160,000 people or 100,000 people, 150,000 people on Twitch viewing it. Currently, right now, I'm on Twitch right now, 4,000 people watching it. That's what they've always been. It's been around that. You guys know I keep an eye on Twitch all the time. And again, Twitch is not a...
Let me say shout out to my brother Yataza, a member for 10 months. Thank you, Yataza. What's Brother J? Enjoy the salt tears. Listen to me, I'm bathing it, man. I am bathing in this salt, man. But it's, how much time could I bathe in these tears, man? Right now, all my electric devices are shutting down, man. Too much salt. Woo, buddy.
A scale to use, but I'm just saying that also sometimes for me gauges excitement, right? In when a game comes out, so the needle hasn't really moved dramatically, and these news outlets run the first day any game comes out, and you got to remember streamers have a very big influence right now on gamers and what they.
So now they're saying the reason why there's so much positivity around Xbox, around Helldivers 2 and anything that Xbox does is because of streamers.
Buy, and especially in the PC market. So when it's big in news,
Battlefront 2.
Well, that's it, right? That's why exactly.
Look at Battlefront 2. You had Jack Frags covering it. It's interesting because I actually uploaded Battlefront 2 gameplay extremely early because Arc Raiders reminded me so much of it, and I had a blast. And sure enough, other people must have felt the same way, and Jack Frags started playing it again.
Let me say shout out to Anonymous Boss with the $5. Is it Rand? Hear what Anonymous Boss is saying. Food and water, my brother. Food and water. Yeah. I mean, these ponies don't want us to even buy food, man, Anonymous Boss.
Thank you. You're making us pay for water, you son of a... You're making us pay for grapes.
Everything.
Apples. Things that God gave us for free.
Yeah, you better believe it.
You will burn in hell when I'm through with you. You will not be allowed in my Father's house at all.
At all. Shout out to Anonymous Boss, man. Let me say shout out to Yataza again. Yataza said, why ain't they talking about Lost Soldier Side? This is what I'm saying, Anonymous Boss. We just spoke about Lost Soldier Side and how, a lot of PlayStation fans were excited about it. And it came out to be a turd. Lost Soldier Side is a big steaming turd. And these ponies are quiet about it. Not one pony is saying, this is awful. You guys saw how much Metacritic Lost Soldier Side got? It's at 57 now. That's bad. If it was 70, okay, we could roll with 70, but 57? A PlayStation exclusive? Someone that had the backing of PlayStation, a game that was in development 9 years? Get out of here. But all they want to talk about is Helldivers 2 and how they believe Helldivers 2 will not perform on Xbox. These guys are salty, but we are going to bathe in those tears tonight.
And as soon as he uploaded videos of it, all the streamers were doing the same.
They're all doing
it.
That's right.
It beat all the records.
That's right.
But I'm not gonna be an absolute dope.
So they said the reason why Helldivers 2 saw the spike is because of streamers. Streamers is doing it. It's not the positivity around Helldivers 2 coming to Xbox. It's not the PC fans want to use the Halo skin. It is streamers. Don't blame Xbox and the Xbox community. It's all about the streamers.
Not like BitCloud and suggest, that means that loads of people have suddenly bought the game again. No, it just means that people have re-downloaded it. And
streamers have a very big influence, and I think that's kind of cool in a sense. I mean, I really do. There's certain times I'll see a game that has been out for quite some time, and then I look over to see, wow, 15,000 viewers on Twitch. I go, there's something new. And it's not that there's something new necessarily with the game. It's just that one or two big streamers go out there and they have that influence, and then it just kind of and then their buddies pick up on it, and then they all kind of listen. It's great. It's amazing.
So you guys need to stop with this foolishness. Let me say shout out to Yataza again. Yataza with the $2 euro saying they're throwing Lost Soul outside. Hey, listen to me. All of these ponies are saying this about Lost Soul Aside.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying that every single pony is watching Sony and telling them this about Lost Soul Aside.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
This is what I'm saying. These guys are just, when these guys bought Lost Soul Aside and they pop it in and they saw the voice acting, this were all these ponies. That's what their faces. When these ponies saw the voice English acting in Lost Soul Aside, they were crying. Tim Dog said, I can't rock with this. Tim Dog said, I have to go back on stage and dance. Dog could have lost his life, you ponies. This is what Tim Dog can't get jiggy with Lost Soul Aside, man. I thought all Sony does is produce bangers, right? All Sony knows is bangers. What's this?
But like that's the one thing with Helldivers 2. It's I saw these articles coming out yesterday, and I was like, why don't we come back in a couple of days or a week and just see where everything calms down? And will Xbox ever reveal any numbers? Who knows? Will the people? Will maybe Arrowhead reveal some numbers? Who knows if they're even allowed to? I don't know. I just think when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, I don't know if this is going to be that big impact that I think a lot of people thought it was going to be a week or two ago.
No, I agree. I think the data actually weirdly shows us that it hasn't been as much of an impact. And I know some people go, "Whoa, what are you doing?" But I don't think they realize that split of player count is split between all the platforms and has to account for upticks on PlayStation and Steam too.
Now, these guys had an entire Salt podcast where all they do was cry about how Helldivers 2 is performing on Xbox. I mean, I am guaranteeing you this, that there were a lot of PlayStation fans who were playing Lost Soul Aside, and while they were playing Lost Soul Aside, they were doing just like JTech here. All of them was doing just like JTech. Look at this. Look at JTech here. You having a stream and you are sleeping. Come on, man. These ponies are tired. Listen to this. Get up, JTech. You're on stream here, man. You ponies are tired. You guys are frustrated. Look at this. Well, guys, let's leave JTech. Let JTech sleep in peace. JTech, you sleep, boy. Sleep. You're tired. Good Lord. So, guys, I think I'll call it a night. But so far this week was great. I mean, there's a lot of games out there. A lot of persons are playing all the new releases. We know that Gears of War Reloaded is doing well. We would have seen, I think Black Myth Wukong is out. I think there's so many games on Game Pass. There's so many games. Helldivers 2. A lot of games are out here. And, you guys could enjoy it. You guys could play. Did anyone see Timmy for the night?
Let's go!
Come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Oh, no one could stop Timmy here, man. Come on!
Come on! I see you, Pat.
Do it.
We come here, poppin' catch up. Make some noise! We're Filmo Juneteenth!
Oh, Lord, Juneteenth, man. Yo, thanks, Film. So, guys, let's see what next week bring us. We are just on the hour mark in the podcast. Thanks for you guys supporting. Let me say shout out to Enjoy the Boot on Sony's neck. Let me say big time shout out to Pilam, guys. Show Pilam some love. Support the dude. Yataza, what up? Big shout out to you and the fam, Yataza. Let me say shout out to Anonymous Boss. Anonymous. I mean, we don't know who you are. Could you tell us? Then you won't be anonymous again, man. Anonymous Boss, shout out to you. Shout out to everyone that came out tonight. We got hey, I missed you. Is it Gook? A Wild? Gook a Wild? That's a funny name there, man. But Gook a Wild, what up? Shout out to you. First time I see you in the chat there, man. Force One, shout out to you, the Easy. All you guys that supported tonight, shout out to you and the family. Let me say, guys, don't forget to make the best use of your time now, because tomorrow is not promised to anyone, man. Make the best use of your time today. And laugh a bit. Life is too short. Laugh. Guys, take it easy. Don't forget God first and mankind after. We'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out, guys. I'm out.